Welcome, welcome everyone. Tonight is October 19th, Thursday, and this is our October Board of Directors monthly call. We have all directors present: Denise, Linda, Ann, Carol, Donna, Jody, Liz, Jill, David, Susan, and Jan, and myself. We have several topics that we will discuss tonight. Each director will have an opportunity to voice their opinion or say in the topic. We'll go around, and if a motion is to be made, we will vote on that motion this evening. So starting off, we have the affiliate bylaw change. The board will vote on a motion to accept the proposed changes to the bylaws of Lobo ASC. Callow, can you go over that for us?
I wonder if the review committee shouldn't go over it. I don't know if I'm familiar with what changes they were requesting.
Okay. Who do we got on the review committee? I'm sorry.
It's
Susan, Jan, and Carol.
Okay. Would one of y'all like to speak on this?
Of course. Basically, there, if I remember, memory serves, there were not a great number of changes to the bylaws. They provided the club's voting records, which was really important, that we knew that the club had actually all seen the requested bylaws and were in favor of them. So the purpose of the amendment was to comply with the IRS written purpose of the section of 502C7. The only section that was amended was Article 1, Section 3 on their nonprofit status. Basically saying from Section 1.3, the club shall not be conducted or operated for profit, nor part of any profit or remainder of the residue from dues or donations to the club shall inure to the benefit of any member. And that was the previous, and they're basically wishing to change so that it reads, it may be operated for profit and is organized for pleasure, recreation, and other 22 non-profitable purposes, substantially all of the activities of which are such purposes, and no part of the net earnings which inures to the benefit of any private shareholder. So basically, I believe they were understanding that there should be zero profit, and now if they do make a profit, it will go back into their funds for pleasure, recreation, and other non-profitable purposes.
Okay,
and
there,
okay, yeah. It will become immediately, it'll become effective immediately upon our approval, and we have reviewed them, and all of the Lobo ASC members will be affected. So I move to approve the bylaw changes for Lobo ASC, and Donna Sims seconded. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. So we have a motion on the floor to approve Lobo ASC's bylaw changes. Motion made by Susan and second by Donna. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Thank you, Susan, Carol, Jan. Thank you, guys. Excuse me, Donna. Next on the list is the September 2023 Treasury's Report. Jan, this would be your topic.
The finances are still looking very solid. The income was slightly down, but very little. Our expenses are also down quite a bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, I hit a wrong button, so everything left. You can notice on the finals spreadsheet that they have paid out for this year's finals. So you'll see that financing being showed and the leftover balance in that account as well. Trying to bring it back up, sorry. I was looking for our beginning balance and ending balance, and I don't have the same sheet that I usually get. So I'm looking forward to the new bookkeeper that we will be hopefully getting. Is there any questions about just this month's finances? You folks have had them for about a week, and I haven't seen any questions about it. We've really cut a lot of expenses to help cover things, and we have been still paying at that 5,000 mark on the loan, which is 5,000 to the principal and the additional to the interest. So we are paying still above and beyond. So I direct any questions about this topic. I will plan to get this out onto the portal tonight so that the membership will be able to view all these numbers prior to our meeting, because these will be the only monthly finances that are available, because October will not be complete at the general meeting. So I believe that's all I have, unless there's a question. And then I do need to talk about the audit as well, but if there's any questions on the actual treasurer's report.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Any comments regarding the treasurer's report? Okay, good. Hearing none, Jan, would you like to make a motion?
For the treasurer's report, usually somebody else does that, or you want me to bring up the audit? Is that the motion? I'm sorry.
No, we just need to approve the treasurer's report first, then we'll talk about the audit.
I move to accept the treasurer's report.
This is Carol, I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Thank you, Carol. The motion to approve the September 2023 treasurer's report. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm supposed to abstain on that. I'm sorry.
I
Since
have
I
to,
prepared it.
I have
And,
to abstain. Susan has to abstain. She prepared the reports. Thanks.
Okay, so Susan and Jan both abstain. Okay, Jan, you had a comment about the audit.
I just would like approval from the board to be able to post the audit and the 990s onto the portal so that that's available for the membership, as I sent to everybody today. So I so move unless there's additional discussion on it.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Jan and a second by Donna. Was that you, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. To approve posting the 2022 audit and 990s on the ASCA portal. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next topic is PayPal. Denise, this has your name beside it. Just for a
I
little
think-
background, I know that we tried to open up a separate PayPal account, but it was under the same EID. So we had to stop it because Nationals is using that PayPal account under our current EID. I believe the plan is after Nationals, when we shut this PayPal down for Nationals, we can open up a new one for actually ASCA instead of just Nationals. Denise, I just was given a little background. Go ahead if you have any new information.
No, I don't have any new information. We'd already talked about that. So I just didn't want this to slip through the cracks because I think it's such a vital thing for ASCA to have a PayPal account accessible. So thanks, Rick. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Denise. Directors, any comments regarding PayPal?
What are we gonna do with Nationals accepting PayPal for sponsorships, et cetera? Is Nationals now not gonna have a PayPal account?
One viable option would be for it to all come into the one account, which is going to involve the business office and the bookkeeper much more heavily than has currently been done. And all of those incoming funds would then have to be allocated into the Nationals account. If we're only going to have the one account for PayPal, I don't really see another way of doing it other than to involve the bookkeeper in the business office more heavily. So that needs to be a consideration. Also, I know when we were trying to get this done, it was wreaking havoc with operations everywhere. So we need to, I guess we just need to make absolutely sure that this is going to work for the office before we jump off into another rabbit hole and everyone gets frustrated. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Anybody else regarding PayPal? And you bring up a valid point, and that is something that the board is going to have to work out with our new bookkeeper and the office to see if it's feasible to have these guys segregate all those different PayPal activities that are going on. So I guess this is something that we will continue to talk about.
Right, and also being able to take PayPal payments for things that are not what Heidi has set up, because some of those go through authorize.net, and so whether because we obviously don't want to create more work for the office. However, I think, as Denise says, that it's absolutely critical to have this as an option for people for paying for anything for ASCA.
I agree. Anybody else?
This is Jan. I believe that with a bookkeeper and separate accounting, we should be able to handle this very efficiently once a new person is in place. But until that happens, it'll be kind of a waiting game. Thanks.
Well, at this point, it's not going to happen until at least February. So.
Any other comments? Okay, so PayPal is to be continued. We will continue to monitor this, and once nationals is over, this year's nationals, we can hopefully move forward on this. We are in the process of hopefully posting a job position for a new bookkeeper. So I know Sarah is working on that now. So once we get all of those irons worked out, we'll be able to move forward with the PayPal. Next on the agenda is the systems liaison report. Jan.
I have been trying to get a hold to Claire the last couple of days because they were working on some research on possible outside help, and I have not been in touch with her. So I have no additional to the IT's meeting that was about 3 weeks ago. Thank you.
Okay, I know that Claire and the IT committee are ongoing progress, and they are working on this. They're volunteers though, so all of them have full-time jobs. So we just need to be patient and work with those guys, because I know this is still on the top of their list. So I feel certain that Claire and her team are working with this. Any comments for Jan regarding the system liaison report? Okay, we'll move on. The next item is the virtual attendance at the ASCA annual membership meeting. We can go around on this. The board's going to discuss the possibility of allowing members to join the membership meeting virtually. There's been a lot of topic and a lot of discussion regarding this, especially by the members who cannot attend nationals this year or any year. I know our membership is eager to see what is going on and get any kind of new information. So I'd just like to go around and allow each director to voice their opinion on how they feel. Anne, would you like to start this off?
Sure. I think that it would be a great asset to have the general membership meeting being live streamed. I also think really the only way that it would work logistically would be for a view only live stream. So whether it is live streamed on the the ASCA Facebook page is public. Not everyone has Facebook. We've talked about a bunch of different things to have it done. However it is broadcast, hopefully the sound will work. There are microphones. We'll have to figure out possibly how to get the microphones directly into whatever computer is streaming it. But I think we need to find a way for members to be able to view what is happening during the membership meeting. Unfortunately, I don't think it would work for them to comment or participate, but I think at least viewing goes a long way for those who can't be there. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Carol?
Yeah, I think if I'm very, as you all know, not the technical person, but if we can make it happen so that we could, like she said, at least have people be able to tune in and view it somehow, I think that would be very beneficial. I don't think they necessarily need to be able to speak or comment, but if they could watch it, I think it would be a lot of value for our membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Donna?
Yes, just like Ann and Carol, I am 100% in favor of this. I think it's really important that we try to make it happen. And I thought that Kala had some good ideas on how to put it together and make it work. Obviously, it would have to be view only because having everybody comment would not be feasible, but I absolutely think we should find a way to do this.
Okay, thank you, Donna. Denise?
I agree also. I think a view only is a good idea. I think that you should need to be right there to comment because you hear everything accurately and you're just part of it. One of the things Leslie Sosa is the chair for the meetings and setting up the meeting rooms. And I talked to her about this the other night, and she thought that if we could get a separate computer system and a separate screen, that the mic would be right there next to the computer and people should be able to hear the meeting better that way. And she needs to know for sure that we want 2 screens, one for the what do you call it?
PowerPoint.
Yeah, PowerPoint, thank you. The PowerPoint presentation as well. So if Kala, if you could talk to Leslie about that so she could be sure to get the equipment from the facility, and because she'll help run that if necessary. That's all I have as far as equipment and everything goes, but I think it is a great idea. I think that the membership will appreciate it. And if they can't be there, they can at least feel like they understand and see what's happening. And but I do think it should be a view only. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Denise. Jody?
I agree. It's a good idea. I think it's something we should really implement. Nothing else to add. I just hope we can make it work.
Okay, thank you, Jody. Jan?
I agree with all the comments that have happened. Just a suggestion, we should kind of do a test run, have somebody virtual that we could make sure that it's streaming prior to the meeting. Thanks.
Thank you, Jan. Liz?
Yes, I totally agree. I'm in favor of it. It's just a matter of getting the technical part worked out. I think it's a great idea. No more to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Susan?
I agree with what you add. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. David?
Yeah, I agree with what everyone has said. I think it would be a great benefit to the membership. And I do agree with Jan that we probably need to test it to make sure it works before we have our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Jill?
Nothing to add.
Okay, thank you, Jill. Linda?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea if we could get this done, and I just wanted to reiterate a comment I made another day about the members that are physically there being the only ones that would count as a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Linda. And I agree. The members in attendance at the general membership meetings will be the ones that are counted for a quorum. I also agree that this is a good idea. I'm hoping that we can get it worked out for this year. I'm not sure. It's right around the corner, and we're still working on equipment and how this is going to work. So members, stay tuned. We're working on it. If we can get it going for this year, we definitely will.
Rick?
But go ahead, Ann.
Because as Linda just said, in terms of how we want it set up, and that for what it means. It is a change in the policy book for the membership meeting, and Calla had sent something out. It's in the drive, and then she also just emailed it again, which would allow for this virtual attendance, and it's everything that we've talked about, that they can view the proceedings, that a unique link to the meeting will be sent out to the members, and that it's view only, and the etiquette, and if there's any technical issues. So she just emailed that again. And considering the membership meeting is a week from yesterday, that we would need to vote on this tonight so we can get the announcement and the link sent out to the members. So if she had this for a while, I'm happy to make a motion tonight for this, if the other directors are comfortable with doing that after they have reviewed what she just emailed, or if you remember what she emailed.
And the meeting is 2 weeks, right?
Yes,
Not-
it's 2 weeks.
Don't rush it, Anne. Don't
I'm
rush.
sorry, I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I'm just thinking nationals.
I know.
2 weeks. So yes, we do have enough time, but it still does need to be
Yeah.
voted on tonight in order for it to be effective, so that the message can get out to the members that this is what we're doing, and what is outlined here is exactly what we have just been talking about.
Okay, thank you, Ann. Directors, would you like a motion this evening to go ahead and let's get the ball rolling on this?
I think we should go ahead with the motion.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So I move to approve the new Section 19 virtual attendance policy for ASCA annual membership meeting to be included in the policy, effective immediately upon board approval.
I'll second it, Ann. This is Jan.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ann and a second by Jan to approve the new virtual attendance policy for the general membership meeting. Any comments?
Thank you, Calla, for setting this up.
Anybody else? Okay, I think this is a good thing. I just don't know if it's going to work properly this time, but fingers crossed with Calla and Leslie Sosa, they'll make sure that this gets done for us. So if there's no other comments, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ann. So our next on the agenda is board meetings at nationals. There's been quite a few discussions on this. I think Calla's wanting to find out exactly when we're going to meet. I know that she sent a request to get everybody's schedule, and she did a great job of making sure that the board has a quorum for all board meetings that all the directors said they can make. It seems like that has changed. So I'm just gonna, I have my opinion, but I'm gonna go around and let all of the directors discuss this, and we can just move forward. Anne?
I think that it is a balance between obviously being productive and having the face-to-face meetings at nationals, and being able to get business done when we're all there in person. But it is also the one time a year that members can see and talk to board members. And there actually is it is rather contradictory in the director handbook that we must attend all meetings, which I agree with. But in addition, that we must participate, and this is from section 5.1.1 in the director's handbook under meetings, prepare for and participate in board and committee meetings, as well as appropriate ASCA activities such as the banquet finals and the general membership and affiliate meetings. So it's never been an issue that all the board members are at the banquet and all the board members at the general membership meeting and all the board members are at the affiliate meeting. It's finals, and it says that we should participate in finals. We are liaisons to these committees that put on finals, and unfortunately there are finals Sunday through Thursday. And so that does limit the time. I think that as you said, Rick, Calla has done an amazing job of trying to put everything together. It's like herding cats. So I think that with the meetings that we have scheduled, besides the Tuesday meeting, that if we can be, as board members, proactive, dedicated to getting work done, that we can get it done and then also be able to help and participate with finals. And then we all know that things come up, but all of us, it's not a question, all of us want to do what we have been elected to do. So I think just because the way it worked out this year, there's going to be a little bit of finagling that'll have to go on, but I trust that everything will get done and that we can have that balance of helping and getting the business done that we need to get done. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Carol?
Yeah, in the 3 years I've been on this, I mean, every year at nationals this comes up because everybody is participating and everybody's trying to cover finals and everybody's trying to do their due diligence in the board meetings. And we've always been able to, I think, do a good job at that. I think everybody that's elected, that's a director, is mindful about trying to be a part of as much of the meeting process as they possibly can. And I don't think anybody has really abused that. I think that going forward, one of the things, like Anne said, and I totally agree with Anne on this, is that, I mean, it is important and it means a lot to the people that are participating in each of the venues, that board members are at their finals awards, because they don't get to see us during the rest of the year. I am going to be off at this nationals once it's over. So going forward, but I will say going forward, something for everybody to think about is, I've always held the belief, and I still do, I think it is good for the membership to see the people that are leading them participating in whatever venue you choose to participate in. If you don't, that's fine. And there's, I mean, kudos to you guys for taking the lead on that. But I don't think it's necessarily a negative. And I know there's been a lot of discussion on this, and I'm sure it'll continue on in the future. But I don't think it's a negative for people to see that their leaders are in the trenches with them, just like they are, so that we're not sitting out there making policy and not participating in the trenches like they do. So I feel like it's going to work out. It always does, and I think it'll work out. And thank you, Calla, for doing it, because I know it is like herding cats, and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Donna?
So I agree with Carol that I think it's great for board members to be out there competing. But I think that, so I think we have a number one commitment as a board member and to attend meetings, but also the final. And, you know, it says we are supposed to be out there helping. I think it's more important this year than ever that we're out there and we're with the members and we're part of things and we're there to answer questions and talk to them. I think that our personal competitions should be third. For me, the only, and Calla, you did a great job. Thank you. I know it's probably a nightmare to put that schedule together, but to me, the one that I question is just the Tuesday meeting. It is right in the middle of confirmation finals. Board of Directors has always helped with finals, and they depend on that, and they plan on that. They plan on us being there and helping out. So that is the one that I question. To me, that's the only one that I question. The others, like on the agility day, we have one, but we could help in the morning and then be at the meeting in the afternoon. But the one on Tuesday is going to be during confirmation finals, and it's pretty much going to wipe us out for doing that. So I would like to propose we just move that meeting to Tuesday morning. We could meet from 7 to 9, and it would not affect anything. It wouldn't interfere with anything. So we could still have our meeting on that day, and then we could still be available to help with finals. So that's what I would like to propose, and that's what I would like to see happen. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Donna. Denise?
Yeah, I agree with everybody. To me, if you're elected to be a board member, that should be the priority. Being at the meetings is face-to-face is much more effective, I feel, than a Zoom meeting is next, and then just a phone call is the third. But being together face-to-face, I think, is the most effective way to make good decisions on the points that we have to do. Being an exhibitor, some of the times that you can arrange that, you know, if you're exhibiting in stock, maybe you can, as a board member, if we have an afternoon meeting, make sure that you're be able to run in the morning. Maybe the same thing in agility. But it is, you know, it's just hard to do it, and I think Calla does a great job with it. But I think that we have to have these meetings. They have to be your priority. The finals is important for everybody to be there, and as far as the confirmation finals, I had suggested in an email also to have it between 7 and 9 Tuesday morning, and then we could go right over to the confirmation finals. And I don't remember who all else is doing it, but I know that I'm slated to get an escort, which takes all day. So that's pretty much what I have to say today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Denise. Jody?
I agree with what has been said. I think attending the meetings is the priority. Finals is second. Participating in events is third. I know they like to see us out there participating in events, but going forward, do we need to look at the possibility of board members not being able to participate? Given the schedule of meetings and just the busyness of nationals, is that something that we need to look at? I'm not saying we do, I'm just saying it could be something we need to discuss. I agree with the Tuesday plan of changing the meeting to the morning 7 to 9 and then being able to participate in the finals. And that's all I've got to say.
Okay, thank you, Jody. Jan?
I agree with everyone and can do all the meetings and can make them work, but I would like to contribute to the confirmation finals and the junior finals. So we need to make sure that we're ringside for junior finals as well. I would like to see us do a early morning meeting. I think that'd be something that's not going to get bypassed. I know there was some discussion about an evening meeting, but we're tied up with affiliate membership meetings and possibly other events in the evening, shows going longer. So I would hope we could do the Tuesday morning earlier and be able to attend all the events. And I agree with everybody's ranking of the items. I'm not sure we need to change anything. And I want to thank all the board members that have contributed by donating their expenses and things for coming. A lot are not charging ASCA, and the membership is going to see that line item is very low this year. Thank you.
Rick, I wanted to add something real quickly on this. The topic hasn't been touched yet, and that is, and I am one of them, so that's what I had thought about it, is board members judging, because that takes us out of the whole day. And I am judging a pre-show and looking at this busy schedule and what a nightmare it is for Cala. I'm thinking that maybe we should discuss the fact that board members should not judge at nationals. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Denise. Liz?
Can I make a comment? This is Jan again.
Go ahead.
That's great, but I got elected to the board and had already agreed to a judging assignment. And since I've been on the board, I've declined assignments for that reason. But we have to keep in mind a new attendance to the board could possibly have an assignment already. Thanks.
Okay, Liz?
Yes, I agree with most of what has been said, and I would also agree to an early Tuesday meeting. I think that it's a matter of balance, and it's also a matter of the directors to, when there is a meeting, to get down to business and just go through the agenda and diligently work hard to get the business done. So that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Liz. Susan?
Yes, I agree. I can't remember what time junior handling final starts. Does that start at 9?
I think it's at 9
And
o'clock.
then
Yes, it
alternate
starts at
finals start at 11. Because I was going to say if we went 7 to 10, we actually would be short ourselves an hour, because I couldn't remember what time junior finals start. I agree. Rank order of how we should and we hit a very good point. I do believe that we need to, as a board, to attend as many finals. Congratulating those winners and congratulating everyone for being there, because we know how many dollars these people have spent in order to be invited to finals, and that has got to be something that our membership needs to be appreciated for is that if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be where we are, because they have continued their support, and that cannot be appreciated enough. So thank you guys. Yes, Tuesday morning early, and I think everybody should be okay with that, hopefully.
Okay, thank you, Susan. David?
Yes, I definitely agree. Switch to Tuesday morning. I'm supposed to help with the confirmation as a guide, and I'll be helping with stock finals. So I'm looking forward to all of it.
Thank you, David. Jill?
I kind of have something else to add that maybe nobody's mentioned yet or thought of. This topic actually, I felt very, I took it very personally because the first two meetings that are scheduled for the board are actually not during the national. They are during the pre-shows. And while I know that people refer to the national as an all-encompassing thing, I did take Laura's post on Facebook very seriously, in that I was under the assumption that we may not be able to have enough money to put on the national. So I picked up the phone and called every one of my co-owners and asked them if they would enter their dogs, and I would haul them and handle them for free and so on. So I am very loaded for the pre-shows. I also thought when Callis sent out the inquiry as to our availability and then a schedule was put together, I was honest and I said I wasn't available on these days. So it still is bothering me because what I thought was trying to support the national as a whole, I feel like I don't want anyone to think that I am placing the notion of being a board member as second. So I'm very conflicted with all of it. I would like to just have you guys consider the way that the rule is written, that, you know, we are, I mean, it's still unclear to me what the expectations of the board is of an incoming director, and that maybe can be addressed next year in having some orientation or something, but this really caught me off guard. It's still very upsetting to me because now I'm at cross purposes with myself. I made 5 people commit to sending dogs with me, and I can't just not show their dogs. I can't pay for someone. I'm already paying somebody to come and potty my dogs so I can come to the meeting. So I just wanted to share a different perspective from where I'm coming from. Maybe we need to rewrite the rule and include the word pre-shows, if that's the expectation of the directors, to also be available as a priority during the pre-shows. And I would also like to know if anyone has ever considered having a day. So if move-in is on a Friday at noon, has the board ever considered having a standalone day that is uninterrupted so that we can deal with business in the beginning of all of these events and still be available to participate as well as support the final? That's a lot, but I hope I got it all into a concise message.
Okay, thank you, Jill. Linda?
Yeah, I'm coming in on the other end of the spectrum from Jill, so I wasn't coming to nationals at all until the election in July. So it's kind of short notice to know what kind of days I would have to take off work to come. So I'm doing all I can to be there Wednesday afternoon to Saturday morning.
Okay, Linda, thank you. So I guess I'm the lone ranger on this topic. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm president, maybe it's because I've been on the board for many years. And first and foremost, we are ASCA directors. We have ASCA business that needs to be taken care of at nationals. Everybody knows that face to face, we get more done than we do over email. It's just a fact. I feel like our first priority is to ASCA and ASCA business. Yes, I think it's important that we make some of these other events if we're available. But if ASCA business calls, that's what's first in my books. We don't know when we're going to have something pop up at a moment's notice that we have to deal with. And if you guys are working other finals or other venues, or you're showing, then you're not going to be able to attend. And we need all directors to attend these special sessions. That doesn't need to be put off until we're available. That's just my opinion. But a lot of this was, I think, was written when finals, we didn't have all these finals. It wasn't such a full schedule that we have now. I mean, for 10 days or for 9 days, we're just pounding the pavement out there, trying to make things happen, trying to make everything available to everyone, be available to everybody. I do know that I heard the comment that, you know, we need to be available to answer questions, and we are there. We are there outside of our meeting times, and we are available to answer questions. So I guess I just look at it a little different. 7 to 9 Tuesday morning, I'm okay with. I don't think it's enough time. I don't think you're going to get much accomplished in 2 hours. I may be wrong, but we'll dang sure try. But I think if you want to go by the rules and go by what's written, we should be at the meetings, number one. If we want to bypass the rules and do something different, then we need to change the rule. We need to change the wording in the director's handbook. I did put this topic on the agenda for nationals, and this might be a lengthy topic that we need to discuss as a board. And if the majority of the board says, hey, we don't care about meeting in face-to-face, or our priority is meeting or participating in all of these finals, I'm good with that if that's what the board wants to do. But right now, in my opinion, being at the meetings supersedes anything else. So I am perfectly fine with let's discussing this, and we will do a Tuesday morning if that's what everybody wants to do. I'm just not sure that a lot will get accomplished in the 2 hours. That just means everybody's got to get up early. Everybody's got to get up and potty their dogs early. If you eat breakfast, you got to get up and eat breakfast early. It's going to be a long day. So, like I said, I knew by our discussion on email that I was out on an island on this, but that is just kind of how I feel, and that's just my opinion. I'll let anybody that has some comments regarding anything that I've said we can discuss it, but like I said, I did ask Calla to put this on the meeting agenda face to face when we all get together, and I think we can all hash this out. But if we're going to change it, we need to change it in the director's handbook.
I have a question, this is Linda.
Go ahead, Linda.
Is there an agenda for each of those meetings each day?
Yes, Calla has it broken down to each day there will be an agenda. Correct, Calla?
Well, she's already published the agenda of all the items. And so it's just whatever we get through.
But we try to go in order, but a lot of times stuff gets pushed off to another day because we might have a committee that wants to come in and meet, and we don't have time to hit an agenda item, so we push it off either further down that day or to the next day.
Right. We have like all the items. And so it's like, oh, we've pushed this off. Oh, well, then we'll take care of this one. Yeah. So like all the things that we know about are on the agenda. And we, yeah, as you said, Rick, yeah, we try to go in order, but sometimes we push things out, skip things, take care of things that are quote unquote easy further down the list. Yeah. So she's published that.
And I think it's important that, that if committees want to come in and speak with us, we are making ourselves available at that time, and we shouldn't rush them or push them off and say, well, we don't have the time. So
yeah, I'll just say right now I have the agenda so that everything is just all together. And then if there were specific things like legal counsel is coming on one day, then I put that onto that day. So if there's like a specific topic that we want to make sure is discussed like with the new board, then like I can add that to the Friday agenda. But otherwise I figured that we could just work through the agenda like Anne said, and just kind of go through what works best for that period of time.
correct.
Can I make a comment, Rick?
Sure.
I totally agree with your priority. I think we are elected to the board to serve ASCA's business first. And I think the reason that we're having this problem right now is because, a few years ago we had confirmation, but no finals, and we had agility and no finals, and we had all these other ones and no finals. We only had stock finals. And then pretty soon we had something else and something else. And we have so many events now that it makes it very hard to prioritize and work things in. So I really believe that it has to almost come back to, if it is a priority, we're having our meetings here, and here, and you need to work around it as much as possible. I'm not sure how that looks on paper, but I do agree that our priority is to be in the boardroom for members that need to have a chat with us over some problems, or affiliate clubs, or like you say, the committees, but to get ASCA's business done while we're face to face, because that is the most effective manner that we do. So anyway, with that, Calla, sorry, but that I just agree with that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Denise. Any other discussion on this topic, or we'll move on? Okay.
This is Donna. Do I need to make a motion to move the Tuesday meeting to the morning, or are we just doing that?
I don't know that we need a motion. We didn't have a motion for any of the other meeting dates.
Just scheduling, yeah.
Okay, so then that is going to get rescheduled for Tuesday morning. Is that correct?
The majority of the board, that's what they wanted. So I'm okay to accommodate that.
Perfect. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome. Okay, We'll move on. So the last topic for this evening is last month's email business, and I would entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll move to ratify last month's email business. Denise.
Thank you.
This is Ann. I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Denise and a second by Ann to ratify last month's email business. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that motion passes. So that was our last topic for this evening. I would just like to close the meeting saying that I look forward to seeing all of our members, or as many as possible, at Nationals. Please, safe travels. Take your time. Get there safely. Good luck with all of your dogs competing, all in the pre-shows, the finals, the nationals. You guys deserve this week, and this is what it's all about. We're getting together as a family, and I know all of the directors are excited to be there, and I'm excited to see everybody. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for making this happen, because it was the ASCA members who is making this year happen. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that, we'll close, and good night.
All right. Thank you, Rick.
Good night.
Good night.
Texas.